Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is my review of Gundam Reconguista NG Episode 3. Okay, so last week there was 2 episodes. This week though, it's going to the 1 episode thing. I don't know how many episodes the series is going to be. Some Gundam series are only like 25 and some are 50. Check right here. I guess it looks like it's going to be 25. Alright, so yeah. So it's going to be 25 episodes, so we still got a long ways left to go. Okay, but either way, though, I'm really enjoying this series, so I'm not too, mad that, it's only going to be 25 or that we have a long ways left to go. But either way, though, this episode was also pretty good, and I have a theory that I'm crafting after watching this episode. My theory is that I forget what they're called, but it's like the people that our main male character is working for right now. I have the feeling that they're going to end up being the actual enemies later on. And the reason I have this theory is because it looks like that Ida is actually using the G-Stealth Gundam because she actually stole it in this episode with our main male character or our main female character, I still can't remember their names, as well as Monday in the cockpit along with her, and it looks like she's going back to the Space Pirates base, wherever the hell that is. So I'm guessing that they're all going to be joining the Space Pirates, and they'll actually put them up against the forces they were previously with, and that might even put our main male character up against his mother at some point, which would actually be really interesting. It'd be a nice twist. Okay, and the thing is, this is probably going to happen because they've been really, it seems to me like they've really been building this up for quite a while now, so I think it would be kind of dumb for this not to happen, okay? So yeah, so I'm really interested to see that. Now, so far, Ida is actually my favorite character. I really like her character, okay? She seems like a really, cool character. Obviously she's an enemy, so she's trying to get back to the Space Pirates base, but it's not like she's a bad person, though. She's not a bad character per se. Alright, I actually really like the character. So far, she's my favorite character in the series. And I want to talk about the G-Stealth Gundam for a little bit, because this is only episode 3, so I'm not going to jump to conclusions here. But so far, it doesn't really seem to be anything special. Now, obviously, if you watch the opening and the ending, then they do show a little foreshadowing there that there might be something special to it later on in the series. Since this is going to be a 25 episode series, I believe, they might show it within the next 10 or so episodes, or hell, there might be something next episode, perhaps, who knows. But I really hope there's some sort of a gimmick to it to actually make it special, actually make it stand out from the standard Gundams that we usually see. Because whenever they show, I'm not too familiar with Gundam, but from what I've heard from other Gundam fans, is that whenever they show a new Gundam that they really want to be special, they give it some sort of a cool gimmick to make it stand out. Okay, and so far with the G-Stealth Gundam, they haven't actually done that, but again, this is only episode 3, so I will cut it some slack for the time being. And it didn't really do all that much in this episode either. All it really did is walk out of its cockpit and fly around. That's pretty much all it did in this episode. Okay, because obviously Ida's trying to get back home again, which makes sense, obviously. So, overall, I really enjoyed this episode. And we also learned... Oh my god, I can't believe they actually did this. We also learned how Gundam pilots take a shit when they're in their Gundams. Yeah, I know. Everyone know that? I didn't particularly, but we learned it in this episode. Apparently, there is a toilet seat attached to the seat of the Gundam where they normally sit. Yeah. We got that 2 times in this episode. One time when one of the Space Pirates was in his Gundam, and the second time when at the very end when our main male character and the rest of them were in the G-Stealth Gundam, he had to cover himself up with a blanket so that no one would see. Yeah, I can't believe they went there, but they did it. So if you ever wanted to know that, well, there you go. Anyways, this episode I thought was really good as well. It had enough of that, action, keep me entertained while still progress the story quite a bit. I know a lot of hardcore Gundam fans are pissed that this is like a extremely dark, war-torn story, which is obviously war-torn, but from what I understand, not to the extent, at least so far, that a lot of the other most popular Gundams have been. And again, I'm not a hardcore Gundam fan. This is literally going to be my... Well, after this season, I would have watched... Well, Dakenda is 2 or 3, because Gundam Build Fighters and Gundam Build Fighters Tri are technically the same series, just different seasons. So, I guess 2. Gundam Build Fighters, which includes Tri, and this. So after this season, there'll be 2 Gundam series I would have watched all the way through. Okay. So, yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of other before, as I've said before, but never all the way through. So, yeah. But anyways, though, I definitely recommend this episode if you haven't seen it yet. Okay, it definitely had some plot progression. I love the foreshadowing of who exactly the enemies might be in this episode, okay? So anyways, overall, I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. These guys, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.